Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grimreaper calling you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully doing well. Hopefully you're having a fantastic weekend. It's nearly over and our first platinum push is on the way. I'm really looking forward to getting back to platinum push. We're back on my account today and I've come up with another Chimera team that isn't free to play. Like yesterday I will post that up here. You guys can go check that out. I've come up with another team today, which is fantastic. It's a bit better than yesterday's team, for sure. But we are using one of the champions, and we did complete 8 trials on this team for Nightmare. Now, this team will be better in future on other rotations when Affinity is better. So I do want to get past that and try and look past the damage. And it is a 1-key Nightmare team. And this will potentially 1-key Ultra Nightmare on better affinities on other rotations. So I wanted to kind of share this with you guys. I know a lot of you guys don't have a Gina Fusion because you missed him on break or etc. So I wanted to use another champion who is a guaranteed champion for endgame players or for anyone really once you've been playing a game long enough and work to attain him. And he's one of the 3 mythicals that you can access within the game. I'm obviously talking about KARNAGE. Now, KARNAGE is a champion you get on a Curse City. Again, this is an in-game comp. You have to appreciate that I've been playing this game for a very long time, and I put in a lot of hard work, etc. in Curse City. It doesn't matter if you're only doing like the boss, you will get him at some point. Some people will take you 6 months, some people will take it 9 months, depending on how much Curse City you're doing. I'm definitely pushing my regulars in Twitch, etc. to try and tame this guy, right? You are also guaranteed at some point to get the 6-star blessing for him, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in that order from the chest once you attain this champion. He's a fantastic champion and can do a lot of war damage in Hydra, and I will go ahead and ping some Hydra videos of him in for that as well. And he's a fantastic arena champion. You can definitely see him on a lot of my comps. So let's get into today's video and I'll showcase the team. And then we've done 8 trials for this, so it wasn't super high damage, but because we got 8 trials, it really helped boost up the numbers overall for the Hydra chest and etc. and Hydra Clash, Chimera Clash and etc. So I'm going to go ahead to showcase the team. I'll explain the whole team. We're going to go through all the trials that we completed throughout the run. It's going to be a long video. I'm going to try and make this as good as possible and keep the short as possible, but it will be a long one. So go ahead, get yourself a cup of tea and put your feet up and enjoy. So it is worth noting KARNAGE lost a lot of damage today because it is magic affinity. However, with the stuff that's going on with the stuff that he can do with this and also potentially replace Gina. Now he's not doing as crazy damage as Gina, but when you don't have other options available for your account, maybe that your ninja hasn't got a high enough blessing. Maybe you don't have Vlad the Destroyer yet for whatever reason, or don't have a high enough blessing for him, and you're struggling because you don't have a Gina, or you're looking to do like lower levels like brutal, hard. This guy can definitely come in and do a lot of work for you guys. So definitely someone not to sleep on. So you got Lydia here, which is going to be like a counter to the Viper, which is very toxic and can be very dangerous. She is built to do some damage. She's also got a 6-star as well. We're using Christian Rem to help lower the defense from the boss. And then we're also going to use the defense down and weaken. She'll also fear Ram as well and help get a deep wonder trials against a Ram form, which will be very useful. We have the Reviver, we have the block buff champion, we have a cleanser, a shield, increase attack, and a speed lead. Also, she has Tommy to boost on the passive, and also has continuous heal on the passive as well. Really strong. There have nekmo, who is in here for the speed up, the speed down, extra turn, the leech, decrease attack, and also what else? Oh, he's not in toxic set, so you don't need to worry about that. But he is also could be replaced with Dream Song from the Watchers faction, who was a fusion, I think, in April last year, if I'm not mistaken, maybe May. So there was a fusion champion. She's not as strong as him in his team, but she can definitely replace him. And then we obviously have Marius, who is attainable from the missions. So let's go ahead and play this team. I'm probably just going to try and skip to all the trials. We are displaying the trials, so it helps you kind of understand where the trials are coming from. So basically, we're trying to get the one trial on the ram form to basically land the debuff. So because we have Marius on the team, Marius will put the accuracy up, and then we're trying to land the debuffs from like Lydia's A3, Lydia's A2, Nekmo A2 as well. And I guess that is about it for that. And that will help you complete the first and the only trial on the ram form. So that's short and sweet, kind of what we're doing there. You'll have 2 attempts to try that, and then we're going to skip into the lion form. So the lion is quite easy to get like some trials done, and we'll try and explain which ones these are, if I can remember which one they are. So we haven't completed any trials yet. Now we do complete, so you can see here actually, we just go back for a second. Where was it? Which just was a bit easier to deal with. There's a second trial. So should come up in a minute. Basically, you see we completed this one here for the trials, and now we're trying to work on this one here, and I think we're trying to work on this one as well for the lion. So we're trying to get both these forms done overall. So the first one, I think we did put some information on it. I think we did press it. Let me see. Yeah, so you can see here the leech. Now, if you use Dream Song, you will lose a trial there, so don't worry about the trial if you can't get it overall. Let's move on to the third trial, which would be the second one. And then we'll come into that in a second. Marius just absolutely destroys this boss. And then you can see there's the third trial, which was the one where you had to do so much damage without based on enemy max HP. Carnage hits like a truck. It is a bit RNG this rotation because of the affinity. You can also see, also it wasn't that one there, was actually the other one. Oh yeah, damage the Chimera and a increased defense, which is where Marius will come in as well to help you attain that. And then we will go ahead and get a fourth trial done, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's hard to remember all these trials, but I want to try and explain where the trials are coming from. So if you guys copy the team, you know where it's coming from. So you can see here, this is basically coming from Carnage. Carnage is doing his damage. He's doing the counter attack as well, which is really helping. And then the counter attack passive is also going to help you on another trial against one of the other forms a bit later on in this run. So we do complete this trial in a second, I believe, but it might be on the next one. If I'm not mistaken. So you can see here the weak hits will play a big factor into it. I don't think we do it on this one. I think it's the second time where we go up against a lion where it helps to when we complete it. It was a bit of a slow one because of that. I guess Lydia's helping as well. So we did complete it there, which was pretty nice, right? So that's gonna give us our fourth one. The shield one, I don't think we get done, if I remember correctly. I don't think we lose enough shields, or the shield's not big enough. So we'll go ahead and skip that. So we have 4 trials done now. Right, so okay, so we did also do the 5th trial on the lion form, which would be damage the Chimera with counter attacks or ally attacks. Now we don't have any counter attack champions here or ally attack champions, but we do have Carnage passive, which can counter attack, which will come into play. I think it's a 50% chance to be done with that. So that's where another trial is going to come from. again from Carnage, which is absolutely fantastic. Obviously, Lady M can help you with that as well. But Carnage, I didn't think Carnage's passive would work because it's not a counter attack buff, but yeah, it worked pretty nicely there. And 2 million damage as well, right? So there is going to be 5 trials. And then we're going to come in with the Viper. So the Viper is going to give us another 2, I believe. It says 1. And then I didn't think I clicked on the trial. You can see here it does get a bit finicky. And you can see as well with the Carnage, before we flip into the Viper, I'm actually flipping into the first form first, because when he does this A3 it does a lot of damage and it killed Carnage on the first run. So I actually just went there because it's a bit more tanky. You can take a bit more of a hit on that ability there. Carnage can also do lockout skills as well if you're not taking Lydia for whatever reason on the first form, and it works against this form as well, and it also can't be cleansed off because it's non-resistible. So there's a second trial for against the Viper, which will give me 7. I think in the end we finished with 8, but we should have finished with 9 because I just missed a trial as well. So I think we can go ahead and speed this up because I don't show the trials, unfortunately, which we did. My last team only did like 5 trials. You can see here now, because we're starting to complete the trials, my team is now, he's now ignoring 25% of my target defense. He also gains 5 critical rate. He also gains 5 critical damage and 5 attack, which is massive for this boss, right? And let's see where this last trial will come in against. So the last trial comes in against the line form once again, which will be the counter-attack ones. So I think we did complete one of the other trials. I think I've got a bit confused. I completed the counter-attack one this time, which would give me trial number 8 overall. And then we did miss one of the trials, which will be this one here, which would be against the Viper form, which we'll go into in a second. So let me just go back for a second. It's basically block buffs and increase attack. Now, if we under increase attack and block buffs, now Ragnar does increase attack on the second A2 and does the block buffs on the A3, so it's really hard to line up. But if you can do enough damage, like 600k within that ability, we get enough one done there as well. Poison sensitivity, you can use toxic set to try and get this one done potentially as well. You can also reflect the poison sensitivity back with Carnage, if I'm not mistaken, with the A2. On the A2, on the first form, he will transfer debuffs from himself to the ally, which is where we got through the few of the poisons from earlier. I think we did do it earlier. Let's see. So yeah, so you can see here, he will flip forms in a second, which I learned halfway through, right? So we're in the first form, so Carnage doesn't die. If he's in the second form, he will die. We get the poisons there and the poison sensitivity, and then we use the A2 to take it from himself and flip it onto the boss, which is a neat trick, right? It's a very neat trick. I've been using Carnage for a very long time, so I know his kit very, very well, and it's easy for me to do that stuff with him because I remember this stuff. But basically, we're only using the first form to stay alive, to be honest. So maybe that won't be an issue for you guys. It's a bit of a nightmare to try revive on this, and you can see here there's the lockout skills there as well. So potentially you can use like a champion like Riho, and don't worry about the Viper as much. That could be another option, but bear in mind Lydia is going to give you the strengthen and increase speed as well. I guess that's it. We're going to run this whole team throughout now. I'll let you guys watch the whole run. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Carnage so far, and yeah, let's get into it. Right, hopefully you enjoyed the run. You can see here we've got 8 trials explaining where the 9th trial can come from, potentially 10 trials can come from with this team. And now we're just finishing up on this boss, which we only got 96 million. It's pretty small. I think last week I got 110 or something, which is it's one of them ones. However, Carnage can do way more damage when this team is going to be a better affinity, right? So I would say we probably lost around about 15 million just from that. Now, if I change Carnage to probably Natural Wrath or Crushing Ram, Blessing as well, his damage will also increase by quite a bit by using Midlife Arena. That's why he has that Blessing, unfortunately. So it's one of them ones. Would I transfer him for this? Probably not, because of the affinity issue. Is he an option for people? Yes. Are people talking about him as being an option? Not really. It's worth noticing as well, Carnage ignores more defense as the more buffs is on the enemy. So that is also another thing as well to try and get a bit closer for that um, reliable damage. Let's see what stuff we get for them trials that we completed. We got 8 trials, which is quite a lot. Let's see all of our glorious hard work. Oh, I don't think I've shown it yet. I didn't show the trials. I didn't show what I got. I did keep the key because it wasn't far off from what I got last week on my main team, so I did keep it. So let me show you all the gear then from Mr. KARNAGE. So we'll start off with KARNAGE. Obviously, he's coming in with a 6-piece merciless. Let's just show you the stats in both forms. So both forms, we're coming in with 350 accuracy. We do want an accuracy from marius to just kind of support that a bit more. Critical damage coming in with 3020, which is not easy, not hard to get with this type of this. And then the speed coming in at 217, and then the attacks coming in at 5200. On form 2, it's going to come up to 6,300, 217 speed, 320 critical damage, and then gaining that as well. Pretty useful. It's not perfect gear, but Merciless is pretty nice, and it will come around very, very quickly. No relics yet, which will be something that we'll want to look into in the future. And then for blessings, I already mentioned them earlier. Now these are live arena masteries, so probably not a good idea to take them. In all fairness, you can definitely take other options to really help you as well, but fairly attainable build for most people. I can feel. So this is my Marius build that you guys would have seen a few times. So for the Marius, for example, you're focusing on the defense, you're focusing on the HP, you're focusing on the speed and the critical damage and accuracy as well. You want to be coming in with accuracy here, critical damage here, and defense ring. You also be coming in with defense or speed boots, defense or accuracy chest, or vice versa banner. So if you take one, take the other for that, so you're not too squishy, and make sure you do some damage. Critical damage and ideally ascended critical damage here as well, which will be very useful. And then ascension along the top, you want defense, and then you're looking for speed, accuracy, critical rate, critical damage as well as the perfect stats as well. Defense substat will help. We're using a relic on him, so which is going to be the rare one, which is just going to give me extra damage on it, or extra chance again, extra damage, which will be a 35% chance. Now he has got 3 hits, so if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a 35% chance per a hit when that is doing its stuff. We do also get a bit extra HP as well. Now, Soul Reap is a live arena, but obviously for Chimera, I would take Cruelty. That will really help him as well. And then you can see that this is the masteries here as well. Then we got Rakka coming in. Rakka can be replaced with many champions that can do block buffs and all that stuff, but she just does a lot. Like Duchess could replace her. I don't feel like Duchess is any better. Obviously, Alva is probably is probably the better version of her from the Silver Watcher faction. She would probably be a lot better here. These are her masteries, which is just for siege. Interior presence, I would take this for the blessing to increase your speed, or which will increase your whole speed. And we got 9-piece protection, and I focus on speed, defense, and HP. Focus more on HP than defense, because the boss will ignore quite a lot of defense once you start getting trials, especially if you're going to try and copy this team. And then if you can get it, try and grab at least 450 resistance, just so she can cleanse the whole team a bit more and increase your damage that way. And then nekmo is going to be coming in a 4-piece merciless, impulse, which is our live arena set. Now it's worth noticing with impulse, if you don't get it, I can understand. Try and use refresh down the bottom instead, which you can get in live arena shops. Sorry, 3v3 shops, or you just use a reflex, which you can farm from Ice Golem. Merciless can work, but bear in mind Merciless doesn't work for this ability. Merciless will only work for its A2 because it's not a place hit, right? So Merciless, I would say only use it if you don't have the rest of the stats. If not, then probably just go 9-piece Ferald or Protection if you've got that instead. For Blessing, definitely Cruelty or Brimstone would be the way to go. And then Mastery tier 6, and then Cycle of Violence, definitely don't take that. Take Cycle of Magic instead. I'm just too lazy to pay for the gems, if I'm being honest. So that's definitely the one way to go. So you got 1, 2. Did we go for our gear? So we got HP here. We want defense. Basically HP along the bottom, speed there, or defense. You can see HP, and then you can see that as well. And then speed, HP, and defense along the top, and then looking for HP ascension here. I can make her a bit more tanky here as well and bring in some more resistance as well for this build. And then what else did we want to do? Oh yeah, let me drop my Lydia in, which you might have saw yesterday. This is a bit of a different build, but it's a 9-piece as well. And then basically you're looking for accuracy with speed substat on the banner, critical damage. If you can't get critical damage, then just go HP or defense and just build survivability. Mine's a +4 fully awakened, so I always build some damage. She's also got tap boots, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, damage is based off attack, which it is. You can see there. So that's why she has tap boots. Mostly you guys should be using speed boots. And then if you're using a accuracy chest, then obviously ideally a HP banner, vice versa. Again, stack that HP over the defense. 3,500, 4,000 defense is perfectly fine for Nightmare. And then, yeah, just looking along the top as well for that. I think that's everyone we covered, if I'm not mistaken, on the builds. The builds are pretty insane, but you have to understand this is an in-game account and this is in-game content. If you want to beat the best content, you need to have the gear, the champion to do that. So yeah, not another free-to-play team, but yeah, it's one of them ones. That's it for the video, I guess. Hopefully I haven't rambled too much or have added way too much information for you guys. And hopefully you enjoyed it. So again, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help support the channel and allow me to keep bringing you educational videos like this to try and take your account to the next level. If you're struggling in Chimera or any other type of content, you can go ahead and check out the Twitch link down in my stream, where we stream 5 days a week from 6 p.m. GT time all the way to 12 a.m. GT time, where we do some coaching sessions on the weekends, Saturday, Sundays for the Twitch subs, where you can also earn a coaching session for free. I will start streaming on YouTube probably in February, where we'll do some coaching sessions for YouTube memberships as well. I guess that's it. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.